Alright, so what is this message here? Did you know that if you press E while in the helicopter you can shoot? Is this true or false? False. This is 7 Days to Die Darkness Falls, lab rating lessons learned. Alright, so we pulled our money, got the helicopter, and we're making our way to the wasteland because we found where the lab is at, but we have to make a quick stop back home to pick up one of our ally who suddenly died for unknown reasons. We had continued our journey to the wasteland and made a stop in the snow biome right before the wasteland so we can eat some of the blue pills to be resistant to the radiation, and we take off. And so just an FYI for those who are new to Darkness Falls, when you're going into the wasteland, it has radiation which will constantly chunk your health until your character dies, and to prevent this you can wear a radiation suit, or you can take some radiation pills or some type of anti-radiation pills or something to that effect. They're blue pills you can produce. And so one of the things I did not mention is that we all haven't actually piloted the helicopter before. This is the first time. One of the things we did learn from this experience, though, is that helicopters going inside the water. Yeah, that's a thing. You can do that, and so you live and you learn. And so this is where you're gonna find the laboratory. It's underneath one of these military tents. So you come to a location of wasteland of land that looks something like this. You know that you have found the lab location. Yeah, no matter what vehicle type you have, always good idea to pocket them just in case. Worst comes to worst, you at least have a helicopter and you don't have to walk 7.9 kilometers. In a couple weeks prior to this raid, we raided this lab inside of the snow biome, and one of the things we learned from this experience was that inside the lab in this location, monster spawns infinitely, and also on top they will have screamers that will just spawn and scream a bunch of hordes, and so we're expecting the same experience in the wasteland. And considering that we did lose our bed in the snow biome, we plan to not make the same mistake in the wasteland. And so we're setting a couple blocks up just to put our bed on top in case the worst comes to worst, we can at least respawn in this location. We start the raid, and one of the things we did not prepare for is apparently there's demons or zombies that can throw fire at us, and essentially you can prevent this burning on yourself by drinking water, but we didn't. Oh my goodness, we did not prepare ourselves for this. So yeah, in retrospect, we did not bring enough water. So if you're raiding the lab, yeah, bring tons of water. Pretty cool to see 4 different guns safe prior to going inside the lab. Alright, so here is the lab location, and with many of the different labs, you're going to need different card keys to actually get through all the different doors, and so there's a variety of different color card keys. Make sure you bring them. I actually did not bring them, but luckily my teammates brought them, and one of the cool things about this place is that you see the demon there trying to break through the walls. This place actually has all the walls are impenetrable. Nothing can actually hurt these walls, so you can actually just swing away and be able to take out these zombies before making your way through this door. Yeah, so one of the things you don't want to forget to do is once you get through the first 1 or 2 doors, depending on the lab structures, it allows you to actually reclose the door. I know some of these car key doors allows you to open them, you can't close them. At this location, you can actually close the door, preventing any screamers and additional zombies from the outside from getting you inside, preventing you from getting attacked from a pincer attack. Yeah, so in the lab you can go ahead and walk the river door, just take the zombies out, or you can set up a few different blocks just to get through each section and just bring it in just enough monsters that you can take out at a time. So choice is yours, definitely optional. And so we made it to the end of the lab, and we're here to build a laser workbench using the available laser workbench. But then I did not bring the materials, but luckily our partners and teammates were able to bring enough materials to produce a laser workbench. What I actually see in front of me right now is actually the laser forge, and so we're gonna actually have to I think it's actually called the fusion forge, but we're actually gonna have to go to raid and clear out this other room which will have the laser forge. Alright, so we made it through the last door. This is the last place we have to clear. Above each of the doors, we noticed a small hole. We found some plasma grenades, and I thought I was going to make great use of this by throwing some plasma grenades in. Unfortunately, it blew up in front of my face, and my whole entire team just died with me. We have to come back and clear this room so we can produce that laser workbench. So as we come back and revive, the top has nothing left but this hole to go back into the lab, and I didn't even check. I just jumped in, and I didn't realize there was a bunch of zombies. I panicked. I jumped like there was like no tomorrow, and somehow I was able to make it, and I was just at this point trying to get back up, and I noticed there's a bunch of zombies. So I don't know what the heck was going on in my mind at the time, but I just wanted to get back up. And then I remembered I had those grenades, right? We have like 24 grenades left. We found these grenades here. They're plasma grenades. They're supposed to be really strong, and the blow radius is supposed to be really big explosion radius. And so I thought I was high enough. Of course, I grabbed the grenades. I aim in at them. Make sure I'm aiming correctly now, and I let go. And I die again. Alright, everyone move. I got it this time. Grenade! Yeah, that just happened. I died again, and I took all my allies with me again. At this point, they were extremely not too happy with me. And so I decided to give the grenades to my allies for him to try it out instead. Yeah, I think at this point everyone agreed we shouldn't have used the grenades anymore. Alright, so we decided since we're down to our last radiation pill that we are just going to have to clear all the zombies so that we can make it back into the lab to go back to the laser workbench to produce that laser workbench. So we started clearing up all the zombies, or do what we can. I started this process. Both my other teammates were gonna come down there and join me as well. Yeah, and we were doing just fine until I heard a screamer from the top, and I'm just like, oh snaps, we're gonna get pincered. What we wanted to avoid was being pincered, and we're in that dilemma at this time. There's no turning back now. We are down to our last radiation pill, and there she is. Oh snap, she just seen me, and I knew what was coming. And then what we had to do, right? You start blocking the top. I started blocking the top because they were coming. We were gonna get pincered. The bottom was still completely filled with zombies. The top is going to be completely filled with zombies. We are down to our last pill. Are we going to make it? What's going to happen next? I was scared as heck when I was in this position. I'm like, we're not going to make it, guys. I warned my allies. I'm like, guys, screamer's coming. I accidentally shot my ally, but he told me that he was already burning. He was pretty much at 1 HP. We keep this up. We burn all of our ammo. I had to keep checking on top and kept shooting on bottom just to make sure that the boxes are not damaged, and we just worked our way to kill as many zombies as we can to try to get a path through so we can go back into the lab to produce that laser workbench. I'm nervous here at this point of the game. I'm just like warning my allies. They know what's going on. They know the expectations. We know what's going to happen if the walls on top are breached and the zombies on the bottoms are not clear. Our heart started racing. My heart was racing. I was scared as heck. I'm like, guys, we're not gonna make this. And you know, we just did what we could. We just kept shooting through, doing whatever we can to survive. Right when the numbers of zombies on the bottom started to thin down, I see hands on the top. There's hands. I'm warning my teammate now. I'm like, hey, there's hands up here. They're breaking through. I'm gonna do what I can to repair to buy some time. Clear those freaking zombies on the bottom. This is our last chance. We're on timer. This is it. We're gonna do what we can. And I thought we were gonna be fine. My repair rate was great. Everything was just repairing well. I was repairing faster than the zombies could damage these blocks, which surprised me. And so I just did what I could, just kept repairing, and until I got started getting burning. And at that point, I switched over to my coffee to try to cool down. I punched 2 times out of nervousness, and they broke through, and I just jumped down. I told my allies they broke through. We have to go now, and I'm just not even looking behind. I'm just trying to move forward, trying to work my way through, trying to get through, and yes, we did it, and we made it. We barely survived. I'm like, I'm not going back. We actually made it. Woo! 19 health left. I was just full of adrenaline. This is one of the most intense battles we've had to go through. My buddy just started laughing. Oh my goodness. Good times. Good times. So we go back to this last door that we gotta clear. We're standing up this so we can actually take them out. And then, of course, I die. They threw some explosive fire, and there's a small hole on top that hit the wall, and so the radius is large and took me out. All that hard work before, and I got taken out. But luckily, my ally did complete the remaining door here, took them all out, and was able to make us a laser workbench. And so, yeah, we learned a lot doing this run and this lab run, and definitely will be more prepared when we do this lab run again in the future. So hopefully you took some lessons with you. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you got to see some of the experiences we did. Hopefully you go through some easier experiences, and no matter what, just avoid that pincer attack, and I think you guys will be just fine. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.